Welcome to the Phoenix Prosperity Podcast, where wealth meets legacy. Join your host, Tim Fergestad, as we explore the journeys of Phoenix's finest to success and beyond.
Hello, this is Tim Fergestad. Thank you for joining us. I'm very pleased to have Alex Grist with me here today. Alex is the Director of Events at Express Flooring. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So you've worked in a variety of different spaces, but largely in event planning and branding, if I'm correct. Can you sort of tell us a little bit more about your background, how you've gotten here to where you're at?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like a lot of people, I kind of stumbled into events and marketing and that whole aspect. So, better part of a decade ago, I actually began doing some just temp work, and my background was in interior merchandising, different things like that. And I had kind of got on a string of interviews, just trying to figure out where I really wanted to land in my career. And I happened upon a window company at the time. They were just doing a random one-off event that they needed workers for. And I happened to somehow get connected with my temp agency at the time and had no idea about events, no idea about home shows. I don't think I'd even ever been to one. And I just ended up loving it. I mean, the environment was fun. I really found I enjoyed connecting with people in a way that I hadn't really realized before. So happened to be there when the national event director was there and the general manager. So I ended up coming on almost full time for the most part. And so got, a lot of experience with like customer service, operations, sales, and then eventually grew to managing about 6 different cities, which was wild, about 6 months. And then throughout my career, I've primarily been in home improvement, just some of the biggest names in the industry, Bath Planet, Champion Windows, and then a couple other different places, and then eventually went to Express Flooring, where I am now. And they brought me on to help build their event team from scratch. So it's been a fun little journey for the past few years.
Okay, is it mostly like home shows, or do companies have their own one-off presentations, or are there certain conferences? It depends on how the scale and if they're marketing to builders and so forth.
Yeah, it really depends on the industry. So a lot of different places and different companies within home improvement have vastly different ways that they approach it. Definitely post-COVID, it's changed a lot, I would say. But Express, for example, when I took over, had about 10 shows a year total among all of their 7 cities that they had at the time. And we're now operating to the level where we're doing approximately 50 to 60 shows per month now. So it's been quite a trajectory.
Okay, so I don't know how big your region is, but each city is now participating in each shop in that city or something, or representatives are participating in multiple ones, like maybe one a quarter or something now.
Oh yeah, I mean, as far as home shows, that kind of depends on the season that we're in typically, but I mean, each market now is expected to run typically a minimum of 3 to 4 events per weekend. So we have a presence in a few major states around the Southwest area. We're based out of Phoenix primarily. So Phoenix and Tucson, that whole area, we're pretty active in, but at any given time, they can be at anything from a farmer's market to a mall to a pet event, all the way to a home show. So kind of just depends on time of year and everything like that.
Okay. I have one of my good friends has a One Day Doors. If you're familiar with them, if you see them at the home shows here in Phoenix. So this is his region, and things are booming. Yeah, Phoenix Arizona's a growing market for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Phoenix has some of, I would say, hands down, the absolute best home shows in the country at this point. The Maricopa County home shows do a fantastic job. of putting on really great events. So it's a great place to do business now for sure.
Excellent, excellent. And you mentioned before the call that you do a lot of branding work. How has that grown and changed over your career?
Yeah, I think we are in a really exciting time with Express. When I came on, we kind of had our main logo, but we didn't really have direction as far as where our colors blended together in our event
I see.
sector, so to speak. So we worked really hard on the different kind of psychological elements of the colors that we chose. When I first took it on, we had some, 15 different shades of red, bright yellow, kind of a little bit of a eyesore, a little bit.
And not a lot of brand recognition.
Right, absolutely. Which is, we're in an interesting spot because people recognize us from our commercials a lot. But the past 2 years, we've now really built the brand to where they recognize us at the home shows. We're crossing that with our direct mail pieces. So everything's very intentional now. All of our stuff mimics each other. Our signage looks like our direct mail, looks like our website. So it's been really fun to kind of build that and rebrand Express, so to speak.
Okay. I've seen a lot of marketing and branding change over the past decade, the internet in particular, social media. A lot of it is because it is visual. A lot of social media is very face-based, right? And instead of just having a logo or something, there's you need the face of the company sort of thing.
Yeah.
And have you had to deal with some of that? Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah. So we've kind of over the last few years had a little bit of I would say change up. A lot of people know us from our commercials with a particular woman that was on it, and she would sing the jingle. So people are very familiar in the Phoenix area, especially with our jingle. So we've kind of tried to still incorporate that a little bit and leave
Okay.
the legacy of that. So, if I have an Express polo or jacket on it and I'm in the airport, I'll literally get stopped and asked to sing it with people. So and it's
That's
so
fun.
funny. People get really, really excited about it. I feel like a celebrity sometimes. I walked into, I think it was La Madeline or something. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" And they just started singing the jingle. So it's just
Wow.
it's fun. It's a great company to be part of.
We
Um,
definitely want to keep that jingle.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it's a hometown favorite for sure.
Okay. Um, I'd like to ask a few things on I guess your development and in your success in your industry. What's an underrated skill or habit that has been pivotal to your success?
Oh, I would have to say, I think it really comes down to one, networking. Networking is absolutely huge.
That's what
Uh,
this show is about. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, just taking time to be outside of your own bubble and really connect with other people and learn what makes people tick. Some people just need to be seen and have their story told, and it really I think it can open a lot of doors for you, but it also gives you a lot of really great perspective when you're in any industry, so you're not
Okay.
really just on a
Sure.
one-track mind.
Sure. Sure. You get to insights from masterminding with other people.
Right, absolutely.
So what would you recommend to people in that space for maximizing these sort of events, right? Like for example, my good friend who has his door company, right? Is there as they grow their own brand and footprint here in the valley, they have a very niche product and service. So it's not like there's a lot of competition. It's just getting the word out there, really.
Right. Right. I would definitely, you need to kind of dive into what your marketing goals are and what your event goals are, so to speak. So
Mhm.
if you're wanting to really create that place that is eye-catching display, it's important to invest some of that funding into building something that's
Okay.
be very directive. So or very direct, I should say, where your logo is very easy to recognize. It's kind of like, when you drive by a McDonald's and you see the golden arches, you don't need to see the word McDonald's or anything.
Right.
You know what it is.
Sure.
You want to really get that in your brand awareness of people seeing, oh, I see this company and oh, I know exactly what that is. I need to go there and set an appointment or get some information. So creating something that's going to be visually appealing and then having people in the booth that are very just engaging is really
Right.
huge.
Right. So in these events, these are targeting retail consumers.
Yeah,
Okay.
primarily. Now there's
Okay.
some that blend both where it's residential and commercial.
Okay.
So and some are just honestly, you even have people that go through there that are not even homeowners. They're just people that go in for the one-off stuff that you can get from the place. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So in that space, what do you well, how is the industry changing, I guess? And how are you, right? Maybe exciting new things, but how are you going to leverage them for flooring?
Yeah. Well, definitely, and I've kind of talked about this for a while, is post-COVID, things completely changed. You used to be able to really in the event industry when it came to remodeling or whatever, you were able to really depend on the home shows to be kind of your bread and butter, so to speak. Now it's a very different mindset. And I've talked to a lot of event managers and coach them through how to find shows that are going to be a much better return on your investment. So
Okay.
I could have a home show and book 50, 60 appointments and, get X amount of dollars. I could be at, let's just say, I'll use this for an example, a dog festival, get 3 appointments, and I could still make half of what I made at that home show with the 50 appointments because you're going to have 3 very quality leads that came directly to you. So, you have to kind of think about the return. You're spending
Sure.
thousands of dollars at a home show for some leads, or you could spend $300 at this one-off little event and you might still get a comparable return for that 5 hours of work versus 3 days.
Okay. So you mentioned the pet thing. You got me thinking about the sales. Flooring and pets is important. Is that part of what you'd go to those events then, I assume? That wasn't just a random statement. You guys do go to pet shows?
We do, but it really isn't just related to that. I mean, we have a lot of pet-friendly options, thankfully, so it's a good transition for us.
Okay.
But I mean, we're literally in a lot of events that you wouldn't necessarily connect with flooring
Okay. Well,
because
I was thinking sales like pain points. If that's what you're trying to, how do you get people
yeah,
motivated to do flooring remodels and so forth, and why choose you? But go ahead
yeah.
and tell us a little bit more about the events you choose and how you might connect those two.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really kind of just depends on if we can be a standout sort of company somewhere. Like a lot of times people will say, oh, what is a flooring company doing at this, like yoga festival or something? And it's just, you want people to kind of just connect you with if there's an event, you'll be there. If they've been thinking about putting in flooring or putting in doors or whatever it is, and all of a sudden they're out and about and they're like, oh my gosh, I totally need to sign up for that. So it's things like that where you just have to really build a connection with people. And I mean, you really, as long as you've got good people in your booth that are chatting, that are really talking about the importance of what your company can offer, that's crucial. Like, I mean, for us, we offer things like free furniture moving. We offer very pet friendly options, some water resistant options. So there's things that really help connect us with what the average consumer is looking for in a home.
Okay. Okay. Do you put in custom yoga flooring?
Well, we definitely have some that would be great for yoga, let me tell you.
All right. All right. So do you have a team that you manage or oversee in your regions?
Yeah, so I have 4 event managers who are awesome. And in those 4 or under those 4 event managers, we have teams in multiple cities. So we're, all across Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, and in Arizona as well. So they kind of oversee them, and we're really lucky. We have a fantastic team that really represents the company well.
Okay. What sort of leadership style works for you in that environment?
I'm very, very, very big on empowering. So I believe micromanaging is a huge fault of a lot of people.
Right.
You don't have the right people, it's not going to be the right result. And, you need to be able to trust that people are going to kind of have the vision that you are holding as a company. And if they're doing that and they're absolutely, just giving it their all, you're going to see good results. So I'm a very hands-off manager, unless I have a reason to not be. But I think it really allows leaders to form and grow when you're not really kind of helicoptering over them, so to speak.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. How do you encourage them creatively? Do you want them to are you the source of the new brand and colors and the displays or booths, or are your four team members or leads, are they do they have the freedom to do a lot of that themselves as well?
It's a little bit of a mix of both. I set pretty, I would say, standard setups that I kind of train them on when they first come on board.
Okay.
And then I allow them to kind of play with it a little bit though and take ownership. So, some of the best brand ambassadors we've had have taken apart displays and rebuilt them, and it's ended up working out better. So, some of our displays actually completely changed because of an idea that a brand ambassador had. So, I think taking ownership is really important because it kind of gives people that sense of, what you do really does matter in every level of the company.
Okay. Yeah. And you probably already do something to this effect, but I know people at like when I'm at a finance conference now or something, there'll be a booth with puppies in the corner
Yeah.
that
Always.
and you could be showcasing a fluorine sample, I imagine, or something. But if you had an affiliate of those pet things, that might be a nice way to go. You probably already do that, but I'm
Yeah.
surprised at how effective that is in drumming up business. No, everybody loves puppies, apparently.
Oh yeah. Anytime you have puppies around somewhere, that is a hot spot.
So yeah, I don't even know if there's like a service that supplies puppies to shows, or how that
A
is
lot.
that its own industry?
Yeah, I think a little bit. There are some times when rescue companies or rescue groups will bring in animals so that you can, have the
Right,
opportunity to adopt and shop a little
right,
bit. So
right,
that's fun.
right. And it helps drum up some traffic at your display.
Yeah. Who can say no to a puppy?
I can. I'm good. I have enough animals in my house right now. And I'm allergic, so I gave
Yeah,
in
you're like,
because of
no
love
go.
for the family, but anyway, we
Like,
had a COVID cat too. I'm most allergic to the cat, but
oh no.
yeah, the cat loves me too, by the way.
That's how it
Anyway,
always works out though.
right? Anyway. What sort of influences, if you had a mentor or a book or podcast that have influenced your outlook on health, wealth, or success?
Yeah, I've had a few different, I would say. I've honestly been so lucky to work with a long list of incredible leaders, but I would say the biggest mentor I had was a guy named Skylar Talbot. He was one of our national directors when I first started out, and he was one of the first people that actually really took a chance on me and showed me a different way to lead. And it was completely just instrumental in how I grew my team, how I interacted. It kind of took the pressure off from having, you kind of, when you're starting out, you almost feel this pressure to be loud, to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And he really coached me on how you can be effective in other ways. And so, he was huge. Books like Employalty, that was one of my favorite books to read on
Okay.
leadership. Really good read there. So I think the more you read and the more you're open to hearing people's perspectives like that, the
Right.
better you become. And I don't think you ever stop learning if you're committed to success, you know.
Right.
So
100%.
yeah.
100%. I hadn't heard of that one. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all fascinating. So this is the Phoenix Prosperity Podcast. It sounds like business is going well for you. What kind of things are you doing on a personal and professional level to keep that moving forward? Are you investing in yourself in the business, traditional investments? Or you have a legacy plan? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, we're kind of working on a few different options for sure. A lot of our trajectory is really built around growth. So all my personal goals are really kind of built on how we're expanding the company in the future, which, those plans are still a little somewhat under wraps there. But I think as we grow and expand, the opportunity to be part of it in different ways is going to be really exciting. And then on my own personal level, I'm kind of beginning to be in the investment realm a little bit and getting focused in on that. So it's always the future goals that you got to keep in the forefront of your mind there.
Sure. Yeah, growth requires it, right?
Absolutely.
If you want it to be stable,
Yeah.
you want to maintain it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Um, so let me see. Let me ask you, I like to ask about this podcast is about the Phoenix area in general. I was just wondering, um, what do you think has been your favorite part of being in your industry here in the Phoenix area?
Oh man, there's so many. I really truly enjoy doing business in Phoenix. I think that there is a lot of opportunity for growth. I think that there are a lot of just great people who are wanting to cheer you on as you expand or do whatever you're focused on. So the mentality I think that I've encountered is very business positive and very growth positive. So
Right.
I think opening, starting, running businesses in Phoenix is it's a great business idea. Absolutely.
Yes. It's a very business friendly state and business is
Yeah.
booming. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So you mentioned something. I was going to ask, well, looking forward, what are you excited about? What's coming up next? You have something that's under wraps. It's kind of sounds secretive for the growth of the company. That's kind of fun and exciting. But is there anything else that you can talk about or that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, well, we are, in the middle of expanding our team into retail locations now. So, we have begun the process of working with different improvement related companies and some different, retail locations that we're still kind of in the middle of doing some sign-offs on. But, we're going to be in just a huge amount of events, especially in Phoenix in the next few months. So, as we expand and grow, you'll probably, in all likelihood, see us in more physical store locations as we partner with them than we have been before. So I'm really excited to kind of see that take place over the next year and a half.
All right, very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Are those scattered throughout the valley?
Yes. Yeah. We're kind of walking into different open doors. A lot of exciting opportunities. So you'll probably see Express a lot more in a face-to-face encounter than you have in the past. So it's really going to be exciting.
I imagine there's like one big industrial warehouse for stuff, and then these will be like retail front shops with
Yeah.
samples and such.
Yeah, well, it'll mostly be pop-up opportunities with our team, so it won't be necessarily
Brick
us.
and mortar. Okay.
Brick and mortar, yeah. We do have one major distribution center that we operate out of in Phoenix. But most of our business is done face to face and in home. So, and that's just, the lighting's completely different in your house than it is in a
Sure.
showroom. So it's a really kind of great model. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home. You get to see the actual colors in your own lighting and everything.
Sure.
But some people still like to kind of get a general idea. So we like to be in different spots for them to kind of say, oh, yeah, this is a product I may be leaning towards. Or if they don't know where to start with the appointment process, we want to be there to help guide them through it. give them any discounts we can to just incentivize them and just be a great first customer experience for them, honestly.
Okay. I feel obliged to ask, what's sort of been the highlights of being in the event space in your field?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Just again, I kind of circle back to the networking portion of it. When you're in the industry that we're in, especially with events, you have the opportunity to see, on average, 50% more people than your average in-store person would see. I mean, you're kind of limitlessly connected to multiple people in different walks of life. And it's just fun. I think it's fun to meet people and connect. And so that's what I love from it anyway.
Awesome. Excellent. That all sounds great. For our listeners who want to learn more about you and the Express Flooring, how can they connect, or where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can either visit our website at expressflooring.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn. I have a pretty heavy LinkedIn presence. So it's Alex Grist, usually one of the first people to pop up on there. But yeah, we regularly post about what's going on. I love to connect. So anyone who wants to be my LinkedIn friend, you're more than welcome.
All right. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much to my guest, Alex, for joining me today. We appreciate you sharing your experience and your insights into success and impact here in Phoenix.
Thank you so much.
Inspired by our guests? Visit PhoenixProsperityPodcast.com/guest and join us on the show and share your success story with Tim. The spotlight awaits.